Henry Chava, marafiki, watu wote wa ukoo, majirani, wale wametoka ng'ambo na mbali, wote ambao ni marafiki wa familia ya Henry Chava. Mwanzo kabisa nataka nichukue dakika ya kwanza kutoa rambirambi zangu, za mke wangu Tesi, za familia ya Mudavadi yote, kwako na watoto wako na jamii nzima kwa kupoteza mpendwa Henry Chava. Kwa viongozi wenzangu ambao wako hapa pia nawatambua. Wakuu wa kanisa tunawatambua. Na najua tumechukua muda mrefu, lakini huyu mwenzetu alikuwa mzito kwa urafiki, mzito kwa utaalamu wake, na mzito kwa kazi yake. Kwa hivyo saa zingine mazishi kama hayo yanakuwa mazito kwa kila mtu, lakini tunaomba radhi, tutafupisha sasa ili tumalize. Sitaki kurudia kwa yale yote ambayo amesema, kwa sababu nitakuwa nikirudia sana. Wengi wameeleza vizuri hata kuniliko. Mimi nataka tu niungane na hawa wote kusema kwamba we have lost a great man, a great son of Kenya, a great son of Africa. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And may God's grace dwell in his home so that his children, his wife, his grandchildren, and all his relatives can also have a moment of peace as he rests with God. I will just now clarify one or two things, mambo mawili matatu tu, alafu niwe nimemaliza. Kwanza, nataka niseme I fully agree that Henry Chava deserves his space in the Hall of Fame. And the message that was, proposition that was put forward by his team is valid, and I will carry it forward so that it can receive due consideration in laying the legacy and the foundation of our future. So I've taken that message very, very well. I also want to confirm that I will enjoin myself with what was proposed even for the cultural center or memorial center bearing Henry's footprint. In fact, Bwana Governor, there is land. Henry Chava was one of the founders of the cultural festival. The county government has given the cultural festival almost 5-6 acres at Mbale. Instead of going to evict people, why don't you make the whole part of the whole complex also integrate the center that we are talking about that would bear Henry Chava's title? That will speed up the process. It will save the county government aspects of compensating, na tuendelee mbele, and we move forward. So this is something we can all work together on. I want to also assure you, now from a different angle, that we fully support devolution. I want to assure my brother Osotsi, and I'm happy we are talking the way we are talking. I want to assure him that we are fully committed to devolution. That is the jewel in the constitutional crown of 2010, which Amos Wako steered so well. Devolution is the most innovative, the most pragmatic aspect of that constitution. And we shall defend it. There may be teething problems from time to time, but I want to assure you that we are not going to deviate from the principles and the constitutional provisions of devolution. In fact, the Kenya Kwanza government has been very, very supportive. If the Senate was to follow carefully and the governors were to speak, and they have spoken to this, a lot of the arrears of resources that were pending for years that were due to the county governments, the Kenya Kwanza government was able to make good and pass over the resources, financial resources, required to implement devolution programs. And we are not going to stop. We shall continue. So rest assured, my brother, hiyo itaendelea. Let me speak to one issue, because we may be taking it lightly. What should drive us, especially as a nation, is our national interest. Dr. Henry Chava had a footprint in publishing, and he had friends beyond our borders. He had a calling, and he focused on what it was. To be able to get Africa speak and tell its story in different ways and different means, but for longevity and for many people to understand. Because if you do not tell your story, nobody will tell it for you. So he contributed to making sure that Africa can tell its story. This issue about the African Union chairmanship, my brothers and sisters, let's take it seriously. Let's take it very seriously. It is not about getting Raila Odinga a job. Please, you're missing the point. What we should ask ourselves is this: is it in our interest as a nation to offer leadership like other African countries have offered to the African Union, to the continent? Is it our national interest? Is it? And I'm asking. If it is in our national interest, then we bank that and we realize it is in our national interest to provide leadership to the African Union on behalf of Kenya and on behalf of the East African region and on behalf of the continent. The second thing is this: a government is the member of the union, not an individual. So the membership of the African Union is about states. All the 55 states in Africa are the ones that constitute the African Union. So it is not about Musalia, it is not about anybody. It is now about Africa, and in our context, it's about Kenya. So then that third question that we ask, then, does Raila fit the bill? if you have been given an opportunity as a region, as a nation, does he fit the bill? So, if you are to ask me, my position is, yes, he does. He has strong Pan-African credentials. As I said somewhere else before, Raila has seen both hot and cold. Raila has also shown the capacity to reconcile. He has a wealth of experience that can be of value to the African Union, where you see a lot of conflict, left, right, and center. So, if that is the case, then you must ask yourself, is it then in our national interest to front the name of Raila? Because it could have been anybody else. But is it in our national interest? If it is, then let us stop making this thing look like it's a reward system. Because it's not about rewarding. It's about offering distinguished service to the African Union, where there are so many challenges relating to conflict. By the way, my brothers and sisters, conflicts in Africa have now caused 98 million children to be out of school. As we speak, 98 million children are out of school. So we need all the hands on the deck. We need experience. We need good people so that they can help in creating proper dialogue, in creating proper interconnectivity with the various heads of state, with the various countries, with the various factions, so that we can reconcile our country. And therefore, I want to repeat, in honor of Chava and all the other people that are here, please let us take this issue of the African Union chairmanship more seriously than we are taking it. It is in our national interest. That is my plea to you, and I hope what I have said will resonate with all reasonable men and women of this country, so that we can focus and get our act together. Communication has brought in different things nowadays. What we are speaking here, maybe somebody in Morocco is already listening. What we are saying here, maybe our neighbor in West Africa is at it, and another one in South Africa is. So, be careful, because what you say may undermine our national interest. Pana ropoka tu, kila pahali, as if it's a village agenda. This is a matter of national interest. So, I rest my case. May our good brother Henry Chava's soul rest in eternal peace. May the family also get comfort in what they do. And may we all work as a country, as a united people. Because in all this that I have said, I will eventually get some strict instructions, which I have already got anyway, that at the end of the day, the head of state is William Samoei Ruto. They have had their stiff competition with Raila in matters local politics or national politics. But on matters of national interest, they have seen it fit to pull together, to work together, so that we present a united front in the context of our national interests.